Fresh Squeeze Noise, Eurorack Patch 3. So as usual, I have my two VCAs going to my mixer. I'm going to start with the clock out of the Circadian Rhythm into the tempo of the Tempi. Then I'm going to take a patch from, let's take one of the outputs of the Tempi and go into peaks. I'm using it in envelope mode, so it's just giving us an envelope. Then I'm going to take that envelope out and go into the color of Braids. I'm going to do the same thing, but with the second trigger for peaks, another one of these to trigger 2, and then the output I'm going to take to the timbre of Braids. This is just going to kind of give it some movement. So straight out of there into the VCA, so you can kind of hear that wobble. I'm going to kind of divide these up. So for the trigger 1, I'm going to do, let's do divide by 3. 1, 2, 3. For the trigger 2, I'm going to divide by 2. Gives some cool motion. You can hear how even just changing that gives just a completely different feel. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work with a kick drum. So I'm going to go out of Circadian Rhythm 1 into the trigger of the mutant bass drum. Then I'm going to take the distorted out and I'm going to go into clouds. And then from clouds, I'm going to go straight to the VCA. Give it a little pattern. So on Braids, we have our kick coming through here. Bring it down so it's not peaking. And then for wet dry, let's just kind of go a little over half. For feedback, turn that up a little bit. For reverb, let's give it a little bit extra reverb. Bring the density up. Set the position all the way counterclockwise. Size, bring it up. Bring the pitch up. So if I bring this down, you can kind of hear the bass drum. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the channels from Tempi and feed it to Maths. I'm also going to take one of my channels from Circadian Rhythm into the clock in on my Sqeuence 8. I'm just kind of space that out. I'm going to take the CV output of Sqeuence 8 and go into the CV input of the DSM. And then I'm going to kind of run that through some effects. So let's take the output into the input of the Errorbox, the output of the Æverb into reverb, and then the output of that is going to go into our. So I'm actually going to take the trigger input, the input there. I'm going to feed that from Maths. So whatever tempo I send from Tempi to Maths will control that. So let's. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the outputs of the Tempi and go into the mutant hi-hats, closed hi-hat. Then I'm going to take that output and go straight into the VCA. That kind of just gives us kind of a tempo to work off of. And then the Maths, I can just flip this to negative and it'll kill that trigger for the DSM for the time being. Then I'm also going to take the Circadian Rhythm to the mutant snare. Then I'm going to take the mutant snare out and I'm going to send that to the delay by Audio Damage Dub Jr. And then I'm going to take the output of that and go into the VCA. then we'll just add some snare. So I like that kind of fluttery echo on the delay, but I'm gonna sync that. Actually, I'm gonna kind of give it a little movement with Maths. So I'm gonna take another patch from Tempi to Maths, and then I'm gonna take right into the trigger from channel 4 into the time of the Dub Junior. And that kind of makes that pitch go up. I like that. Kind of a cool techno type patch. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this or pedal videos, please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and thanks for watching.